the second episode of Coffee at the Campfire. And today we are talking about experience design, and I'm here with Elisa, our event planner. Welcome, Elisa.
Thank you, Laura. It's a pleasure to be here.
Good to have you here. So, can you tell a bit who you are and what you do at Campfire Company?
So, I'm working with Campfire Company since 2 years now, and I am head of event management, but I'm also an event manager myself. So, what I do is basically planning retreats and coordinating our small team. And planning events means taking care of all the aspects of the event. From the start point till the very end. So we organize basically everything, all the logistics, all the entertainment, everything. Plus, we also take care of the guests when they are on site. So I also very often host the event that I plan. And that is probably the funniest part. And instead, coordinating the team means coordinating the team, so assign events and try together to make the department grow and to improve ourselves, and that's it.
Cool. So let's jump straight to the topic of today. Mm-hmm. So of course you have hosted and planned many events, mm-hmm. but which one is the one that you carry with you, like the great memory of?
So an event that I bring in my heart is an event that I have hosted more than 1 year ago, actually, and it was probably my first very large event, and it was on a magical island in Italy, that is Sardinia. But the reason why it stayed in my heart, it's because the organizer were putting so much love into this planning, and they were putting so much expectations also on this event, because it was not the kind of company which organizes retreats every year. For them, it was like a once-in-a-lifetime event. It was for celebrating basically the company, celebrating things that were going well. So it was a festive event. But really, there was really this thing of it has to be once in a lifetime event. And so it was a lot of work, of course, but also then seeing the results of it was also enjoying it in first person, because I was there hosting the whole time. So being able to see how people were really enjoying everything that we were planned for them was really emotional. And also remember that the location at that time of the year, because it was November, we were on the seaside, so it was super low season, so there were few people around except like the group that I was hosting, and so everything was very beautiful. It was autumn, so there was like that special golden light, but the nature was still very, how can I say, very rich. There were like flowers blooming, there were like those amazing perfumes of seaside, of flowers, and people were really enjoying it. Wow. And so it was really special. And in particular, I remember a sunset that we have like brought people to on a cliff. It was simply amazing.
Wow, sounds amazing. Actually got curious, what's the main difference planning an event for a company like this that only does it once every 10 years, and then companies that perhaps make it quarterly? What's the biggest difference?
So in terms of expectations, of course it's a bit different, but this doesn't mean that people who does it often have less expectations. So the goal is always like the event must be very special. I think that the difference is more probably in the logistic of planning. So when you're working with a company that is more used to do it, things just like probably are a bit faster.
And of course we had the COVID years, mm-hmm. when we could not meet. Now in the events, like have you noticed a shift of people's expectations. Of course, many companies stayed remote.
Yeah, I think that it's really what we see every time at every event. So there is a lot of like people really want to meet in person, and people really want to connect. And the funny thing is that, and this is something that is like a pattern that I see every time. So events in general last, I don't know, 4 days, let's say, and you see people arriving on the first day, and it's like they're not really somehow used to, I don't know, interact that much with people. And I think that also this is really probably because of being used to interact via a screen.
Yeah.
But then you really see how things evolve and changes during the days, and that's the best thing, that when instead you see that they are living, instead they are really connected, like meeting in person, also meeting in nature, because it's what we want to do, really makes a difference, and you see people how they bond.
Yeah, nice.
Sí.
All right. So then a question about this kind of like childlike play. It's very important in teams to bring it.
Yes.
And how do you bring this childlike curiosity out of the teams?
Yeah, I think it's very important for groups in general, but especially for company groups, because setting the childhood mode or the game mode really helps to lower down the barriers, no? So first of all, like you somehow have to wear sporty clothes. So imagine if it's a company, it's a bit more formal. So where people are somehow used to wear suits or whatever, then like being in a sporty, gamey situation really helps to lower down the barriers. And so this, of course, enforce the ability to connect. And so we offer many different, we try to organize different games with groups, and something that is very funny, very easy, and really something from the past is the scavenger hunt. So we very often do it because people really enjoy it. And something that instead we have done recently and that I really, really loved is that we organized for a group of 50 engineers a group dancing class. And it was very, very funny, but the best thing also was seeing how people were participating, because we have planned it and we were like, okay, yes, we have planned it, but then there will be people that will not dance at all, people that will hide. He said no, they were really, really having fun. Everybody was like a moment of really like of silliness somehow, of fun, and that was really like being a bit like not child, but that child vibe where you simply don't care about any other people judgment, and so that was very great.
Good, like just throwing yourself out there.
Yeah, dancing. Yeah.
And about this topic, if there is people who feel super uncomfortable, they don't want to participate. Have you had any experiences like the people actually really were super uncomfortable?
Yes, it happens. There are like not out of every group there are such people, but yes, it can happen. And usually the best thing is to simply not force them. So in every retreat we always organize different activities, and so people can maybe choose the one that they prefer. Something that, for example, we do when we have large groups, since we know that not everybody can be done for that precise activity, is simply like proposing in the same time slot different activities so that they can choose what is most comfortable for them. But in general, if there are people who don't want to attend for any reason, we simply don't force them, let them be.
Yeah. So with these activities, do you consult with the client, with the company organizing the retreat? Do you talk to someone? Like, what's kind of the vibe before planning all these events?
It's always like I always plan with a person who is like the person who was chosen by the company to organize the event. So that is not necessarily always an event manager. It can be very often are people from the people and culture department or whatever else. And so we always like run through, let's say, let's say, the vibe really also that they want to give to the retreat, because of course, like, there are people who want to propose more sport activities, or there are people who are instead more focused on the cultural aspects of, I don't know, any activity that we can organize. So there is always a first phase of testing what could work for the group, and then once that we have decided, then we go together through a catalog that I usually prepare for the client, and then they can choose what they prefer.
Good. Nice. All right, so then we are coming at the end of our talk today. But then I have one final question. What's one tiny sensory detail that changes everything in an event?
For me, it's the light and lights in general. So both in terms of like being in the sun, that is energizing, but also like if you're able to spend time out of the workshop room when there is like the sunset, or if you can plan activity in the very early morning when the sun is rising. But even at nighttime, when you get to leave, I don't know, dinner or any other activity under maybe, the fairy lights, I think that really light is part of the environment. It's like a very, very strong part of the environment where the activity takes place. So in my opinion, that's the most important thing. Yeah.
Super curious.
Yeah.
Curious and actually super important.
It's true. Yeah. It's very, very true. So in my opinion, it's light, really.
All right. Thank you, Elisa.
Thank you, Laura.
Thank you, everyone who watched. And please share this video with people who you think that might find this useful. And next week we will talk to Desiree, our HR manager, about working in this field. So thank you and bye.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Ciao. Bye.